Today I have a new acquisition, and that squeaky sound is me moving my lamp, by the way, in the different videos. We have, it just came in, we have let's see, Bachmann HOUSRA 060 with a slope tender with smoke and operating headlight, ATSF 2034. Now you see it in the box. Very nice. Out of the box. Ready for presentation. Now this is a locomotive, of course, and it's tender. It is beautiful. Let's take a look at some of the detail on the tender. Of course, it has its trucks on. We got some detail on the underneath. Everything is molded in place, which is okay. I like the molded in place stuff. Now up here we have a separately fit railing, and coal is just molded in there. But I like the finish. I like the finish of it. It's not exactly satiny, if that's a word, but I like the texture too, and you can see all the rivets in it. I like seeing all that rivet detail, and it's in a nice straight line, that rivet detail on 2034 here. Let's take a look, see at the other side. Same thing with the riveting, all nice and in line, straight, and looking right at you. And in the front here, some detail, but not that much. Everything molded again. Let's take a look, see at the back. Okay, it's got a handrail. That one is, let's see. Yeah, that's fitted in. That's not molded. So that's nice. So the tender is they did a very nice job. It's got a little bit of heft to it. Now the engine's got some good heft to it. Now this is a 060 configuration. 3 axles, 6 wheels, and this is plastic. Looks like it's all plastic. Let me get my pointer to be sure when I tap it. Yeah, that's plastic, and it looks like it's fitted in place and not molded, so that's pretty nice. It looks like this railing right here is fitted and not molded, which is very nice, a nice feature. This line here is going up to here is molded in. Down here, we got this. Got some nice riveting here. Very nice detail here. This tank right here. And on the front, we have got, everything is molded, but nicely molded, if that's a term we can use. And of course, it comes with smoke, with its own smoke filler thing. 2 to 3 drops and it should smoke for us. We'll test that when we run it. What I'd like to do now is weigh it. I'm going to start weighing my acquisitions as they come in, mostly the engines. Now, I don't see anything in the information about it. It tells me it has a separate flywheel. Now, separate flywheels are a good thing, because flywheels store kinetic energy, which it can then relate back to the engine if the engine needs it on inclines and so on and so forth. So that just gives the engine more power. don't see anything in here. Let me look at this. So no, there is no separate bell housing, so. But that's okay, and it adds a little bit more weight, which is always good. Keeps it down on the track better. Okay, so like I said, I was going to try and start weighing these things because the more weight the better, within reason, of course. So let's bring this up, my trusty scale, and we'll try and get a better look at it for you with this thing. And weight. So we change that to weight in grams. And now we're going to place this on there. So it's 198 grams, which is pretty hefty for an 060. 198 for the engine. And then engine with tender comes to 265 grams. So that's a pretty hefty engine right there. It should stay on the track and hold the track pretty well. Again, without the tender, 198. With the tender, 265. There it is in all its glory again. Now we're going to put it on the track, let it take a ride down the catwalk, and then we'll have a run around the track. Okay, so she's ready for her catwalk. We're going to bring it forward at as slow a crawl as we can. Now that's a pretty slow crawl, which means that it's got a nice distribution of power from engine to axles. Now let's put it in reverse, see how she goes in reverse. Very nice crawl. Let's see. She can go even slower than that. Look at that. Nope, stop. Got to give it a little bit more juice. Backwards. Now we're going to try an extra slow crawl forward. Okay, let's try an extra slow crawl. Which to me only proves that the synchronization between the engine mechanism and the axle configuration join together really well. So far, to me, this is a very worthy locomotive, and it looks good. Let's get a bit of a close-up on it, if we can. Put this maybe a little bit more up. I thought I was getting better with my camera skills, but apparently not. So it looks pretty good. Now let's try the crawl again. Let's take it backwards first, get it out of the frame, and then we'll bring it back in the frame in a slow crawl. Come on now, slow crawl. See how slow you can go. Hey, it's a good one. See how slow you can go. AT and SF. Let's bring it backwards, back into the frame. So she looks good. I would say that I would put this at a higher grade than any of the 040s I have bought so far, and more powerful. I like the detailing on the railings. I like the 060 configuration, I think, better than the 040 because you have 6 wheels I should say, and 3 axles. Now I would have preferred if the whistle and such on the top had been brass. It's plastic, but it's fitted separately and it looks nice. And now we're gonna just take it around the track with the tender attached and see if the smoke part works. Okay, so now we got to run it around the track a little bit with tender, going pretty good. I did apply smoke drops, but I don't see any smoke coming out. So maybe that feature isn't working, or it's going to take a while. I ran her out for about, or ran her in for about 10 minutes, and still not smoking. It drops in a couple of times. Now I'm going to want to see how she runs with some rolling stock behind it. All right. So now I got some boxcars on, livestock carriers, 5 of them, and a BNSF caboose at the end. Let's see if my new 060 Bachmann engine can pull it. Starts out smooth. Yeah. Give it some more juice. Around the corner there. And around the far corner, hey curve. Coming around nicely. Oh, she came around nicely. I am really impressed with the power of this engine. I mean, I got a Bachmann Super Chief diesel electric. Doesn't produce efficiently as this 060. I've got the BNSF local for this set, which is same color scheme as the caboose. Doesn't pull it nearly as efficiently as this, but it does pull it. Both those engines pull it. The Super Chief a little more powerful than the BNSF local, but this one 2034. My goodness, that is a good engine. I am really impressed. I would rate this with a slow crawl, no flywheel, which I would have preferred. I'm not going to minus a point for that, but it's more of a negative nod, I would think. But I like the livery. I thought it was going to be a green livery with color, paint scheme, but it's black, as you can see. It's all black, which I like. I fancy black on my engine, so that's fine. In my opinion, this was worth the $112 and some change. I think 36 cents or so. Well worth it. I'm very happy with it. I'm very impressed with it. And I think if you add this Bachmann 2034060 wheel configuration to your collection, you'll be very happy with it. I am. And now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new segment to my video, which I'm going to call Krazy Trax. Now, Krazy Trax, basically I'll explain to you after we get into the new segment, and then we'll run this local. Every time I get a new engine, I'm going to challenge it to the Krazy Trax challenge. So we'll see you on the other side. So the Super Trax challenge is as follows. Now we already saw her run on a standard easy track radius, which is the outside track. And that's the smallest radius I could find that is officially made by Easy Track, and that's the 15-inch radius, 30-inch diameter. What I got in here is my flex track and my inner tracks, and I call it Krazy Trax because, you know, I mean, some of these bends, some of these curves are incredible. Now this second line, believe it or not, is from right there to right here is, or to right here I should say, is 24.5-inch diameter, which is 12.25-inch radius. All right. This one on the inside track, the far, where is that? That's the far inside track. From here to here is 16 inches, which makes it an 8-inch radius. Now down at the far end, of course, you got the 15-inch radius, 30-inch diameter. The inside, the second track down there, first inside track, is 17 inches, or I'm sorry, 24 inches with a 12-inch radius, and the inside track is 17 inches with an 8.5-inch radius, and that's why I call it Krazy Trax. So for a 060 to ride on those tracks without getting derailed, we've challenged 2034 to that challenge, and we're gonna do it right now. So Bachman 2034 ready for first inner track, second overall track, Krazy Track challenge, and off we go. Let's see if we can make that turn. He made the turn, so he can run on the second track. But let's see if he's going to make it down there. Remember now, that's 24 inch. Okay, he didn't make it. He jumped the track right there. And as you can see, that's easy to do because this connection here is not as stable as I would like it to be. That's where I connected the flex track to the easy track. Let's try it again. Let's give it a second chance. All right, so we're back, and with not too major a manipulation down there on the track, fixing up track, I think 060 wheel configurations will run now all the way around on the second track. So let's try and prove that right now. Oop, she's going backwards. Not the way we want to go. Okay. Proof will be in the making it around that curve. Okay, we did it. All right, so 060 passes Krazy Trax challenge #1 on second track, inside second track. Now we're going to put her on the craziest track of all, and that would be the inside track. I don't give her. Okay, so now we got her on the third track. We're going really slow because sometimes it's easier to. And she did it. She did it. She did it. She did it. Yes, she did. Now she's coming around the other side. Let's see what happens. Remember, that's. Oh, she fell off that one. Okay, so she couldn't make it even at very slow speed on this end of the track. Okay, so let's bring her back down to this side of the track, the inner track, and we'll give her one. Okay, so we're gonna try her one more time on the furthest inner track, track #3. Oh, reverse, wrong way. Okay, let's go this way. And we're gonna put her at a regular running speed this time. Nope, didn't make it past that corner. Now let's see if she can make it past this corner at a regular running speed. I don't think so. I really don't think so. Okay, so she's hung up 3 times now, and she gets 3 chances around the corner, not 3 laps, but 3 chances at a corner, and she failed them all. So it looks like the 060 can do the main track, the main line, and the secondary line, but cannot do the third Krazy Trax curve here that is only 8-inch radius, 16-inch diameter, and with an even crazier loop there off about 11-inch radius. So there was no way she was going to do it, but she gave it a good effort. But we do know that there is one little guy that I made this track especially for that can take all the curves. Let's be our friend Crasher. I made this track especially for him. Eugene at the engineering wheel, or gears, or levers. And this guy can go just about on anything. He's so small. And that's his track, so he's happy that nobody else made it onto his track yet. And we'll end the video with Crasher doing what Crasher does best. Riding the very inside track of 4 River Valley. See you next time.